Violence, war. Thus has it always been, thus shall it always be. Corporation against corporation, humanity against the dark powers, the Dark Legion, the Brotherhood, our technology turned against us. War without end. Amen. How did we get to this place? What evil brought us here? Can we be saved? This dark history of humanity is told in the Mutant Chronicles. The Age of Faith. 53 YC. Following the defeat of the Dark Apostle Algaroth on Venus, the fallen body of Nathaniel Durand, the gravest casualty of the Venusian Crusade, is secreted away from the battlefield by his surviving brothers, Peter and Alexander. They take their brother's body to an unknown location on Venus. The brothers seek to develop technology that will allow them to clone the fallen Nathaniel. Soon the brothers' goals begin to conflict. Peter sees Nathaniel's clone as a necessary agent of faith, an inspiration for humanity, in addition to preserving Nathaniel's deep connection to the art. Alexander sees the best hope for humanity to be advanced technology that can resist the corruption of the Dark Symmetry. He wishes to build an army capable of defeating the Dark Legion should it ever return. Their differences are irreconcilable, causing the two Durand brothers to go their separate ways. Peter maintains a secret presence in the Brotherhood while continuing his pursuit of successful cloning. Alexander Durand leaves Venus and begins his search for fragments of pre-fall technology. Following the overthrow of Algaroth and the inevitable defeat of the Dark Legion, led by the Brotherhood, the people of the solar system yearn for a new age. Cardinal Marshal Toth, Nathaniel Durand's chosen successor and second ever to hold the title, wants to ensure the darkness is banished forever and that strife between the Megacorporations will not return. He issues the 3 Edicts of Toth to ensure that this happens. The first, no human shall attempt to make a machine that thinks like a man. The second, no human shall travel beyond the orbit of Jupiter, lest they once again disturb the darkness. The third, no human shall ever seek knowledge of the darkness. The great cathedrals are now completed on all the inner worlds, with the chronicles of the Brotherhood inscribed on their walls. They become sacred places of pilgrimage for the faithful. Sadly, only a year after the end of the First Dark Legion Wars, Cardinal Marshal Toth dies. A new Cardinal's reign. 92 YC. Randolph Petrus I is chosen as the next spiritual leader of the inner worlds and becomes the 3rd Cardinal. The Brotherhood is now involved in all aspects of humanity's daily life. From Luna, they oversee all financial markets, while their second directorate, the Inquisition, extinguishes all heresy they find, from dark cults to secret technologies. Perhaps as a reward for their service during the Venusian Crusade, a White Star embassy is built on Luna. Orthodox priests from Old Earth also join the Brotherhood to assist in the holy war against the Dark Symmetry. Even in this new age, traces of the dark influence persist, allowing corruption and conflict to continue erupting throughout the solar system. 91 YC. The Black Rot. A series of plagues spreads throughout the solar system, caused by the millions of corrupted corpses left by the war of the Dark Legion. Victims that perish in the plague are reported to return from the dead. 94 YC. Saladin appears. A new dark citadel is discovered on Mars, and Saladin, a Nephirite overlord of Algaroth, uses its portal to the Dark Apostles to summon forces and scour the lands. 147 YC. The Throne Wars. With the death of Cardinal Toth, Megacorporation Bauhaus is plunged into 30 years of civil war as the 4 largest noble houses fight for control as Cardinal Nathaniel Magnificus assumes the throne of the Cardinal. 201 YC. Wars of attrition on Mars. The rivals of Megacorporation capital attempt to seize control of valuable territories on Mars. 237 YC. The Graviton Subwars. Megacorporations Mishima and Bauhaus fight for control of the Graviton Archipelago on Venus, as Mishima builds several fortresses to significantly increase their hold on the planet. 652 YC. The Scarab Wars. On Mars, Megacorporation capital attempts to extend the Trans-Martian Railroad around the Scarab Desert and faces bloody resistance. 653 YC. The War of Shame. President Raving John Garcia of Megacorporation capital, in a paranoid attempt to maintain power, launches military strikes against his own capital facilities on Mars. A bloody civil war follows that ends in a citizens' revolt in which Garcia is killed. 700 YC. New rise of the Dark Influence. A new surge in the Dark Symmetry creates paranoia and mistrust between the Megacorporations, while the population begins to show mutations that the Inquisition calls the Taint. 908 YC. The Neronian Heresy. The Brotherhood is shaken as a battle amongst itself for control of the Cardinal's throne destroys their followers' faith. Megacorporation Mishima cuts all ties with the Brotherhood and forms their own schools of enlightenment. Cardinal Durand the 11th is triumphant, but under the influence of the Dark Symmetry, he attempts to raze Luna City to the ground. He is thereafter known as Durand the Mad. Meanwhile, on Venus, Peter Durand succeeds in cloning the long-dead body of his brother Nathaniel. The resulting child shows attunement to the arts, as well as some new, unknown powers. The founding of Cybertronic. 1103 YC. Through market manipulation and behind-the-scenes deal-making, a new player is admitted to the Saipan Stock Exchange on Luna, registering with capital in excess of 150 billion Cardinal's crowns. Cybertronic Investments Inc. goes public. CII, as it is known, started as a Bauhaus subsidiary, but now it is valued as the largest startup company to be admitted to the stock exchange. CII builds its holdings from scattered investments throughout the system. September 3rd, 1103 YC becomes known as Founding Day. It is celebrated by Cybertronic, but for the rest of the system, it is known as the Great Crash. On this faithful day, the value of capital's military-industrial complex, Bauhaus's real estate markets, Mishima's manufacturing base, and Imperial's mineral rights all collapse. This allows CII to make several aggressive market buyouts. By the middle of the next day, the Brotherhood's third directorate shuts all trading down. This is too late to prevent the damage and the bloodshed, as several Megacorporation financial officers take their own lives. It is suspected that CII's advanced technological expertise allowed them to pull off the Great Crash. Cybertronic Investments Inc. emerges from this day as Megacorporation Cybertronic, the fifth and final Megacorporation of the Inner Worlds. The Cybertronic Tower is constructed on Luna to serve as a headquarters for the new Megacorporation. They openly defy the edicts of the Brotherhood by utilizing computer systems and other advanced technology. In flagrant violation of the Second Edict, Cybertronic attempts to terraform Jupiter's moon, Ganymede. They are thwarted by Imperial, with open support from the Brotherhood. Ganymede is then given to Megacorporation Imperial. For this overwhelming financial success to be possible, several officials from other Megacorporations are recruited to become spies and infiltrators for Cybertronic, in the same way the Dark Legion recruits its heretics. This raises the suspicions of the public, creating a distrust that Cybertronic can never escape. Unable to find proof of the recruitment, the Megacorporations spend millions to flush out Cybertronic agents. Once caught, most of them confess under torture. Public doubt and mistrust cast a shadow over Cybertronic. It is suspected they secretly allied themselves with the Dark Powers, giving them access to the advanced technology capable of causing the Great Crash. These suspicions are false. It is Alexander Durand alone that rediscovers these technologies and secretly orchestrates the creation of Cybertronic. His dream to protect humanity against the Dark Symmetry's return and guide it into a new technological future is now coming true. The future of mankind. After leaving his brother Peter on Venus, Alexander Durand travels throughout the system in pursuit of pre-fall technology. The legend of a lost ancient warrior leads him to seek out the Immortal, a cybernetic warrior from before the fall of technology, abandoned nearly a millennia ago on the asteroid Cyanus. After the rescue operation, the two warriors bond, and the Immortal swears loyalty to Alexander. Feeling a tremendous debt, the Immortal allows Alexander to use his half-man, half-machine design as a template for the cybernetic technology that will fight the Dark Legion. The tremendous funding needed to reverse engineer this pre-fall design requires the financial capital of a corporation. This is the key motivation for Alexander to use his family's wealth and connections to create Megacorporation Cybertronic. Once the new cybernetic design is finished, it is found to still be vulnerable to the Dark Symmetry. Cybertronic decides a testbed is needed to solve this key problem. On Mars, they construct Cyberopolis, a self-contained, domed city that serves as a closed experimental chamber for Dark Symmetry resistance testing. Thousands of lives are secretly sacrificed to this cause. All technology tested still fails to resist the Dark influence. Nothing from Earth can resist the control of the Dark Symmetry, but a breakthrough is made using traces of a material brought to the solar system by the Dark Legion. The crystalline substance positively resists the Dark Symmetry, but it cannot be synthesized by Cybertronic. A source of this material needs to be found. A pre-fall transmission is discovered through corporate infiltrators that details a crystalline substance matching what they seek. It comes from the failed Imperial mission to Nero. A secret expedition is launched by Cybertronic to retrieve the crystals, now known as Element 13. The trip is more successful than they even imagined, as Nero is covered with this vital material. This discovery unlocks the gateway to the development of advanced technologies free from the influence of the Dark Symmetry. Cybertronic now has the capabilities to fulfill Alexander's dream. Cybertronic will always be a megacorporation shrouded in mystery, both in its origin and workings. Their recovery and safe utilization of forbidden advanced pre-fall technology continues at an alarming rate. This soon makes them the third largest megacorporation and attracts many new citizens seeking a pre-fall lifestyle, aided by this rampant scientific innovation. Cybertronic is open to all citizens that wish to push the boundaries of what it means to be human. Cybernetic enhancements become standard and are made possible through the invention of a special metal alloy and mind-enhancing drugs. It is only Alexander Durand himself that understands the true motivation of merging man and technology, and the cost. 12 from 3. 1253 YC. The main power structure of Megacorporation Cybertronic are the three pillars, rumored to be based on the three Durand brothers. The three pillars are supported by 4 divisions each, the 12 from 3. RDM, Research, Development, and Manufacturing. Not the most powerful of the pillars, but without a doubt the most vital to the success of Cybertronic. Their core innovations and breakthroughs are well promoted, but their origins are still a mystery to most citizens. Sub-Reality is a virtual network originally only used by employees of Cybertronic Tower. It is soon developed as a consumer product, the cybernetic sub-reality module, to provide unrivaled entertainment experiences. The drug Accelerate, or Brain Grease, heightens mental focus, concentration, and resistance to the Dark Symmetry. It is highly addictive, but necessary for the interface between biological tissue and Cybertronic technology. Daily doses are self-administered by employees and citizens that have received implantation. Cybernium is a special alloy developed by Cybertronic. The alloy's extremely intricate composition makes the difficult manufacturing process the most tightly guarded corporate secret. It is a necessary component of all cybernetic implants and weaponry. Several artificial intelligence systems of increasing sophistication have also been developed to help integrate cybernetics with human flesh and neural systems. SARA, Semi-Autonomous Advanced Reaction Heuristics, is an AI wired directly to the host's spinal column. This allows cybernetic implants to be completely integrated, avoiding the risk of rejection. Employees say it feels like having a friend that lives inside you. Approximately 2% of Luna citizens have applied for a SARA implantation. Diana, Directly Integrated Neural Architecture, is the next step up from SARA, requiring partial removal of the host's brain tissue to be implanted. Dianas are fully sentient beings that Cybertronic sees as separate employees from their hosts. Subjects report it is similar to having a split personality. Xander is a very experimental AI used only by top-level Cybertronic executives. Little is known of its function outside of the company. There is suspicion that it is turning Cybertronic into a single hive mind. At the highest levels of the Megacorporation, your life is truly no longer your own. SWI, Security, Warfare, and Intelligence. This pillar provides the hunters and protectors with combat technology far beyond any Megacorporation. Certainly the most prominent and strongest of the three pillars. No one is as secure as Cybertronic. Chasseurs are the prominent and established part of Cybertronic's armed forces. They are highly augmented soldiers, making them larger and stronger than any opponent on the battlefield. Mirror Men are the shining knights of Cybertronic, an elite force equipped with the most advanced technology available. Smaller and sleeker than the enhanced chasseurs, they are no less deadly. Cuirassiers are not human beings, but thinking machines partnered with living employees of Cybertronic. They are an egg-shaped core, about 30 centimeters long, that are housed in android bodies. These bodies come in different designs, depending on the task or particular application. The Attila Mark II is an example of a standard security model, heavily armored and equipped with both close combat and ranged capabilities. AEM, Administration, Economic, and Management, the public face and financial heart of Cybertronic. They are the economists, the bureaucrats, and the forecasters. This is the least secretive of the three pillars, dealing with the public on a daily basis. Their management and continued financial success fuels the technological innovation and military power of Megacorporation Cybertronic. The three pillars are overseen by the board, shadowy collection of top executives. They are silent and invisible to the public. As members of the board die, they are replaced with the clones of Alexander. The Megacorporation itself works as the extended nervous system of Alexander. Cybertronic now acts with one voice and one mind through the Xander AI and sub-reality. It is not inaccurate to say that Megacorporation Cybertronic is Alexander Durand. The Brotherhood only allows this situation to continue because it aligns with their own desire to defeat the Dark Symmetry. They are prepared to directly oppose Cybertronic should this change. Alexander's now estranged brother, Peter, waits for Cybertronic to reveal their true plans with hope that the good man that is his brother still exists. In fact, Alexander Durand is now lost somewhere on his journey from man to machine. Mostly free of his own physical body, Alexander is now an inseparable part of the Cybertronic Tower on Luna. It sustains and empowers him. He is connected to everything, yet completely isolated from everyone. Merged with the technology of the tower, his transcendence is imminent. Eradicating the Dark Symmetry is still Alexander's first priority. But his thoughts also lead him to what this technology means for humanity's future. A new human race, no longer organic. Evolution of the human species into pure consciousness. Alexander now stands at a crossroads that all humanity will someday face. He contemplates whether the only way for humanity to overcome its inescapable violent nature is a total evolution away from the physical. An evolution that can also truly lead to victory over the powers of the Dark Symmetry. Help us create the Complete Mutant Chronicles by supporting this lore series on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/idleredhands.